$1.1 billion. That's 66.3 months, roughly 5 years worth of cash, which means they're not going bankrupt at any time soon. Now, what impresses me the most looking on the quarterly income statement is our revenues, right? And we have not seen this high of revenues going back to Q4 of 2022, which is essentially 1 year ago. We look at gross profit, same thing, right? We haven't seen those numbers since Q4 of 22, which is over 12 months ago. Now, the most impressive metric to me is the net income. We are finally turned positive. That means they are no longer burning money here, which is fantastic. And we see the last time, again, was a year ago, Q4 of 22, right? All those other quarters here, they're burning 108, 150 million down the drain. And in these last 2 quarters, they've actually got a very good improvement quarter over quarter. And now, again, a positive EPS, which we have not seen these numbers ever. This is without a doubt the best EPS report in over 2 years. Definitely the best since Q4 of 22, which seems to be that ideal quarter. But anyways, very, very impressive. And then we go on the balance sheets here, right? You would think a massive amount of debt. Well, that's not really the case here. Look at the long-term debt, the lowest it's ever been in over 2 year reporting. Every other quarter since, it's been over 400 million in long-term debt that is now paid down. And again, those liabilities are relatively low in relation to where they were each quarter, right? We haven't seen them this low since the end of 2021. So a lot of good things, both on the income statement, turning a profit, the long-term debt is paid down, and in terms of assets, right, looking pretty good here in terms of the cash, right? Still 2.8 billion worth of assets, which is way more than the liabilities, and specifically the cash and short-term equivalents here, 1.2 billion, 900 million on hand, 277 million other short-term investments, which I don't really know exactly what that is. But either way, it's a lot of capital. I mean, they could do anything with that, right? It's a lot of money. The only other metric that I focus on is the ATM, and they have a massive one with Jeffries here, 556 million. They have another one from 2021, 1.1 billion that are both registered. So they have plenty of cash if they need it. It's really, again, something that is not going to be an issue, I don't think, for GME, but very, very impressive for a company that most people are just calling a meme stock. It has no fundamentals. There's no path to profitability. This is very, very interesting what's going on in this marketplace. Another metric I like to focus on is shortsqueeze.com. And what we're seeing here is about 60 million shares short right now. And previously on that report was almost 66 million. Now, that's about 22 to 23% of the float. That's a big number. It's not insignificant by any means. And that number is down 9% from where it was previously. No doubt because the stock is starting to move. It's up about 80% from where it was a few weeks ago. So it makes sense. Now, I always like to compare the number to the overall volume average. Now, this is never going to be like a 1 day or a 3 day or anything like that. This is multiple months. So you have to understand 59.95 divided by 3.9 million here is about 15 days worth. Let's just say we trade average volume here about 15 days worth. Now, I'm sure if the volume goes up to 100 or 200 million, sure, all of this short interest could be exited or bought back essentially. But 15 days worth on average of trading in relation to the amount of shares short is definitely a significant point for GME stock. Before we get into the charts, let me know in the comment section below if you're still riding GME or AMC all the way from 2021. I'm thinking about buying a position in GameStop. It looks great. It's about to break out. The fundamentals are there. And I'm actually really confident they could turn it around. So let me know your thoughts in the section below. Do you still have hope? Are you someone that's holding on to GameStop? I think it looks great. Ton of cash, a lot of opportunity there. But everyone wants to know about the charts, the numbers. Where are the big breakout levels? Now, short and simple, I like to focus on really the past 2 years. Anything more than that is kind of irrelevant. I know I see people drawing all these crazy lines and stuff like this and that, but it's unnecessary, right? This is going back $120. It's going back, 3 years ago. The price is at 18. It's not going to 10x right away. Let's be realistic. Let's go to a range that makes sense. And we're pretty much seeing this like descending wedge, this descending channel in a way way. And there's definitely some valid touch points, no doubt, both on a weekly, monthly, and daily level. Now, what we have here is the monthly 21 EMA and the weekly 200. So as you could see, the weekly 200 EMA is that big line. We put a blue line at 2025. And then when we zoom out, you'll see the monthly 21 here pretty much stacking up to where it's been resistance for quite some time, right? We haven't really traded consistently over this 21 EMA, pretty much going back to, early 2022. So it's been about 2 years plus looking to break this level. Very interesting. Again, at $19.18, it will be certainly a big level to break out. But as you could see, consistent touch points on this descending wedge. Earnings was really good. And the more you zoom in, the more you really start to see this unfolding. I mean, not but a few days ago, right? The end of April, this thing was $10. Today it's 18.50. It's up tremendous, right? 85, 86% here. So really, really nice move. Typically, every time historically, when it looks like it's going to break out, it gets smacked down. So again, I'm really cautious here. I'm not going to load up or go crazy or, we're going to the moon, but definitely history has repeated itself that it's kind of teased us, multiple times thinking, is this going to be the time to break out? And like I mentioned, this is not like a day or two or a week. This is multiple years of just crushing it lower and lower and lower until eventually all that compression might cause the stock to snap. So I'm very optimistic here. Like I mentioned before, if you're optimistic, if you're someone that's riding stock, let me know how you're feeling in the section below. Are there any other stocks that fit the squeeze candidate that I should know about or you want me to do videos on? Please let me know in the section below. But I'm keeping it very short and simple here. No fibs, no crazy levels. I like the breakout. There's a lot of correlation at this range. The next one would be 1915 to 1921. We break above 2025. I believe it has a real chance of taking that next leg up and getting to that high $20 level. Okay, the next big level, 28 and change, and then after that, 32. Okay, again, they're not exact to the penny, but they're just rough numbers. We really, really, really want to smash, that $18, $19 range, which has pretty much been resistance going back to, last summer. Okay, so that would be the level I'm looking to break, almost as if I extend that line to the left, and this is, the range I'm trying to break above. So first step, again, is that monthly 21. The second would be the weekly 200, and then I think it's off to the races there for GME. All right, that's my quick breakdown of the stock. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, we'll see you in the next one.